If you are positive, you better bless this space. If you are negative, you better get up on my face. If you are positive, you better bless this space. If you are negative, you better get up out of my face. If you are positive, you better bless our space. If you are negative, you better get up out our faces.
Period.
Yay. I've got the selenite going, so your energy's all cleansed.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Witches and Weebs, Witchy Wednesdays. Hooray! I am Azari.
And I'm Space.
So today's episode will be about altars, as it's shown in the title.
Yeah, I haven't figured out a fancy, funny title for this yet, so we're just gonna have to go with it. It's about altars.
It's about altars.
It's about having a sacred space in your house that you can work and keep all of your nice stuff. Now, it's debated if witches of yesteryear had altars like they do now. They think it was. However, I did research quite a bit for this, and as far back as ancient Egypt, they had personal altars in their home. Now, was it for witchcraft? Maybe not. But altars in houses is very common all throughout history. So I don't think that witches having an altar in their house is unheard of. I think at most, maybe witches, their entire house was a sacred space for them, and they only had like maybe a workspace that they had that they would focus on. So from here, I understand that up ancient Egypt, ancient Rome, ancient Greek, they all had some kind of personal altars where they would worship their gods at. Mm-hmm. So if you're practicing witchcraft as a religion, you might want to have an altar.
And even if you don't do witchcraft, even if you're just spiritual or you have your own religious or culture practices, having an altar is fine, because I do know that there are cultures that celebrate Day of the Dead, and while it might not be considered an altar, they have a stand where they have pictures of their ancestors, and they
just for the record, as somebody who does, and their family actually does celebrate, Carlos's family celebrates Day of the Dead, and I will share my husband's name because he doesn't care, and good luck finding him. There's 8,500 Carloses out there. Yeah, they consider in El Salvador, they consider it an altar. I don't know about the rest of them. There's different ones. So
yeah,
but
it's like
they
you're
absolutely
you're communing with the spirits of your old family members, of your ancestors. And so there are many ways outside of witchcraft that you can use an altar. So even
speaking of ancestors, I just put a new picture on my ancestor altar. Unfortunately,
my altar has my mom on it because she is the more recent person of my family that I still feel connected to. So I've got all my crystals, my candles, everything. Her favorite color was green, so I've got green crystals, green candles, anything green I have on my altar, because it's an altar that honors my mom, and it's a way for me to communicate and commune with my mother. And even if I can't actually physically or mentally speak to her, I can still feel her presence in that altar. So no matter where I go, her what the hell are those things called? Her urn is green. I've got her ashes in there. Like, my altar is specifically for my mother. And I do eventually want to make another altar, but for right now, like, that's my altar. There's so many things that you can do with an altar that's just not like, I can't figure out words today. It's not just tailored to witchcraft. You can tailor it to anything you want to. We like to talk about witchcraft because, we're witches and weebs. That's what we do. But if you are interested in making an altar, by no means do you have to have it associated with witchcraft.
You can venerate your ancestors. I actually do have multiple altars. I have 3. I have one that is just an ancestor altar for like you and your mother. I have my husband's relatives that he wants to venerate, and I just added a new picture to it. So I have that one, and then I have my big altar, which is where I keep all my witchcraft supplies. And then I have one in my room where I keep all my crystals. Yep. So I have multiple altars of various kinds, and they mean different things. Mm-hmm. So I absolutely believe that everybody could have an altar, regardless of witchcraft, whatever, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. I think it's a good thing to have, and I think it's a great place to work as a witch as well. Yep. Because the energy is typically always cleansed. Setting up an altar is pretty easy. For one, you want to pick something that is quiet. I did not do this. this. Do not do as I do. Just do as I say. Because mine is directly next to my computer, which is directly next to my kitchen. And I'm a baker, so obviously that is not a quiet location.
Right.
However, it does have a window right above it. So I kind of get a little extra credit for that one because natural light is a great thing to have above or around your altar. Get yourself some kind of table, shelf. I have a couple shelves for the ancestor. I have a shelf for the ancestor altar that is high up, not touched. It doesn't get touched by anything, including the cats. And then I have a couple shelves and it's actually a shoe thing that we converted into something else.
I mean, listen, innovation. If you have the means to make a shelf, go ahead, pin it to your wall. Buy some cheap shelves that you can mount on your wall, and boom, there's your space for your altar. Nobody can touch it unless they can have access to it. So your animals, unless they're like insane and can jump incredibly high, won't be able to get into it either.
Yeah, if you have animals, put your altar up higher with all your stuff.
Yeah.
My cats don't really climb up. They are not climbers.
Mine neither.
They just, yeah, so I got lucky because Apollo will get out on my main altar sometimes, but I don't mind that because I like 95% certain he's my familiar, so like let him put his energy there. Thanks. It's only gonna benefit me. But he doesn't get up onto the shelves at all. Like they don't try to get up onto things at all. They just want comfy. They like soft surfaces, and we don't put any soft surfaces up high.
Yeah, my cat won't. If it's a flat, plain surface with nothing on it, he'll jump on it. But if he sees that there are stuff on that shelf, then he will not jump up there.
But yeah, you want to get yourself some convert, whatever you need to convert. It can be a shelf. It can literally be the window seal of a window. And guess what? Your crystals and shit are always charged. Woohoo.
Truly.
What you want to then do is clean it, obviously, with regular cleaner, because you need to cleanse the space. You need to cleanse the space of all the bad energy, but you also need to cleanse the space of dirt. So cleaning is a part of witchcraft. I need to remember to do that.
Me too.
Again, in my defense, I have a friend who lives near Salem, and they're gonna send me stuff for spring, and I'm waiting to clean my altar when I get that care package, because I know she's gonna send me some cute shit.
Yeah,
so.
I just cleaned mine. I had it on top of my computer because my computer has like a long shelf that wraps around it. And I had it in this corner, and then I moved it to a shelf that I have on the other side of the other corner of my bedroom. And it's a lot more space to have majority of my stuff up there.
The reason I have it on the thing that I have is because it's very long, and it doubles as my workspace. So when I'm doing a spell, that's where I actually work.
Right.
Some witches don't actually work on their altars and will have an additional workspace next to their altar where they do all their spell crafting. Not me. I don't have the space for that. But if I did, I absolutely would.
Me too.
So once you've cleaned the area of dirt, you want to also cleanse the area. So get yourself a selenite and get yourself some smoke, or get yourself some sound and just say a little prayer. I make one up on the spot every day for me and Mia before while we're doing one. So you can just make one up on the spot if you just sit with yourself for a second.
Yep.
And then you want to start getting items. You want to start personalizing it. You want to have candles for light and energy, for which also represents fire. Crystals, ground, earth. If you want to use this as an ancestor altar, you want to get a picture of the ancestor. Bonus points if it has their name on it, so you can write it on the back of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's like a funeral card, that works perfect.
Yep, that is exactly what I have on my altar.
I have my husband's father on his altar right now. But if you are using this for, maybe you work with gods, you want to maybe look into getting a statue for your god, or a candle that represents your god, because some of the little mom and pop shops have all those different little candles, and they come with a picture or a name of a god on it. That candle is made to reference that god. So go ahead and pick yourself up one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got like 3 bases covered already. Any kind of natural elements, plants, flowers, anything that you feel drawn to and can take, again, you will be able to tell if nature says no. I don't know this person at all. I saw an image. I almost said a friend of mine. What is wrong with me?
Everyone's your friend.
Yeah, to be honest, if I like you, you're my friend, and that's bad habits. She was talking about how nature will tell you if you're not allowed to take something. If it doesn't answer you, then you can take take it. If it answers you, you're probably not supposed to take it.
But space, how will I know if the earth is telling me no?
Here's the answer. She asked the earth if she could take something from it, and within the next second, a bunch of magpies started screaming and running away. That's a hard no, my friend. That's not for you.
That is a hard no.
That's a hard no. So you will be able to tell. Most of the time when I ask to take something, there's no response, and I will take that as a yes. Because if I'm walking somewhere and a feather is right there, and I'm like, it's probably for me. I don't think anything is a coincidence. That's all. But you will understand when the earth says no.
May I have this feather?
I promise.
Of course. Thank you.
Always say the thank you. That is the biggest thing. Of course, you also want to have all your different elements, which we talked about in the last episode. So you can go reference that. It'll be somewhere around here. And then, of course, you also just want to have personal items.
Right.
Things that represent you. Or things that were gifted to you from your husband. My desk is part of my altar, so let's just go there. I have a rock here that he said, I think you think this will be pretty. And he was right. I'm a crow. I don't know what to tell you. I like pretty rocks. Shiny things make me happy. And he was absolutely right that this went straight onto my altar. So it could be as simple as that.
It does not have to be super expensive. Even if this is why I am always like, if you have the means to grow anything yourself, if you have the means to pick anything yourself, then by all means, go ahead as long as you have permission from the earth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you have the means to grow it yourself, you're able to use that as you see fit.
Mm-hmm.
If you have grown it and made it, you're like, that is you. That's your energy. You put that into your thing every day. Once you have gathered all, yes, Mia has.
I have ground oregano because I grew an oregano plant on my balcony. Everything is possible. Anything is possible. Don't think that something is impossible. If I can grow plants in an apartment with no land, you can absolutely try to do it yourself too.
Yes. I think anybody can grow something so long as they have enough access to natural light. The next step, once you've gathered all your items and all the stuff you've thought about, creating a layout.
Okay. For personal items, like, I'm just doubling back and then we're going to talk about the arranging and stuff. But if you have a mood board, I would recommend that you put it near your altar. If you have a shelf that's on a wall, you can put your mood board right behind your altar on the wall, because that is also something that is personal to you. Mood boards are things that people use to manifest. Like, okay, here's the dream car I want. Here's my dream house. Here's some quotes that I live by. Here's this and this and this and this. And next to your altar, depending on how you arrange your altar, will amplify those manifestations and then help them come to you faster.
Yes, that's a great way, because also you're supposed to be using your altar pretty much daily. I draw cards almost daily, and we always draw cards before Witches and Weebs. So that's also a space that you would, and so you're reminding yourself of your mood board daily as well. Yep. So it's a great way to keep that fresh in your mind. Arranging your altar, you want to place your items in a way that makes you happy, basically, or feels harmonious. You might want to group similar items together or create a focal point. You'll like on my altar, I have it goes like this into a point of all my stuff. So I have a little open space in front of me, and the rest of this space right here filled with stuff. And so I work in the open space. But you could do it any way you want. Truthfully, you just want to make it feel good. Energetically cleanse anything that goes on your altar. Energetically cleanse anything that goes onto your altar. Okay, that's all I had to say. If you like scents, you are absolutely welcome to use wax melts. I have a wax melter on my altar. Oh, actually, I lied. I had one, and then my husband broke it.
Oh no. Why would he do that?
He dropped it while we were cleaning it. It was totally not on purpose.
Okay.
But he's gonna get me a new one.
Better.
Absolutely. But yes, I have a wax melt. I had a wax melter on mine, but you can also do incense. You can have a little incense thing, and an oil diffuser. The one thing I would always recommend you having on your altar as well is a journal or notebook. This would probably be your book of shadows. The journal that you keep a note of how your practice is going. This is not a case of your grimoire. I don't think that needs to be there because that's your finalized spells. That's what you know works. That's your correspondence that you have developed over your practice. That is your whatever, all your your finalized research. This is what's going to be passed on to my kid.
Right.
Kind of vibe. From there, it's basically just maintaining your altar, which is cleaning it, homies. Clean it and cleansing it, and then personalizing it for seasons, solstices, and the equinox, and All Hallows Eve, Samhain, depending on how you celebrate it. Because yeah, so you want to use colors, texture. I have an altar cloth that has the moons and the sun on it that I use over the window. You'll want to change it with the seasons. Like, I think that's a great way to keep it up to date and also cleaned. You want to talk about winter solstice, which is better known as Yule. Mistletoe, poinsettias, candles, reindeer, pine cones, I didn't talk about offerings. If you are venerating ancestors, or you are venerating gods, or you are doing something like that, you absolutely want to do offerings.
Yep.
I know some of you live in the city and you probably have friends in your apartment that you don't really want. I understand. We've all been there at some point. Get a little container. I actually just have a bunch of, we do a lot of food prep and baking in this house, so we have a lot of like little containers. So I've seen containers like this big, so you can get one of those and just use it on your altar so nothing gets to it.
That's a good point.
But if you don't have friends, then you don't have to worry about that. For the winter solstice, which is better known as Yule, food and decor that you could use, I've already named quite a bit of them. From pine cones, you go to hot chocolate and apple cider, which would be good for any kind of food, is great for offerings. And if you are venerating your ancestors, if they don't like those things, don't use them. Use what they like. If your grandpa wanted a bottle of bourbon for Christmas, that's what you give him on Yule.
So when you put food on an altar, when do you take it down so it doesn't like spoil on it?
Anytime I have put food on my altar, it has never spoiled. It has simply just dried. So I can't tell you that.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I think it's because it's supposed to be an offering to the spirits, so they never let it spoil. They let it just dry out naturally. Because I typically also do a lot of citrus on my altar, because I have, where I live, I can go out and walk down the street and just pluck a lemon off of somebody's tree.
Like, because I see the hot chocolate and the apple cider and the eggnog, and I'm wondering, like, if I leave those out for a while, what's gonna happen to them?
For drinks, I never really have an issue. They typically just dry out.
Okay.
And I've heard some stories of people like putting a drink on their altar for their ancestors and coming back the next day and it's gone.
Okay.
So has not happened to me, but
I will try it out.
I don't discredit anybody.
Right.
For Yule, herbs and flowers are clove, mint, cinnamon, chamomile, sage, holly, and nutmeg, which quite a few of those are used in Christmas cooking, so it makes sense.
Gingerbread
cookies. Colors are red and green, obviously. White, silver, gold, and I didn't know this one, but midnight blue. Crystals are snowflake obsidian, which I believe I have some, and I should have dug it out.
I don't think I have any snowflake obsidian, actually.
Bloodstone, ruby, emerald, and clear quartz, because clear quartz can go pretty much anywhere. The winter solstice is the longest night of the year. This day represents death and rebirth, celebrating new beginning and returning to the light.
Oh, maybe that's why midnight blue is one of the colors, because it's nighttime.
That's what I was thinking, just dawned on me. So this is typically around December 21st in the northern hemisphere. I must preface that. In the southern hemisphere, it is different, I'm pretty sure, because our seasons are reversed. All of our dates are northern hemisphere. I'm sorry if you're southern hemisphere. I will look it up for you. Actually, I will do that eventually. So for each of these seasons, you want to make your altar reflect that. That's why I'm going through this. The summer solstice is around June 20th to June 22nd, depending. And this matches the Yule one and the winter solstice in reverse. This is the longest day, shortest night. Celebrating the light and the abundance of summertime. Anything that represents summer is what you're going to want to put on your altar. Food and decor is, I'm not going to mention some of them. Butterflies, flowers, citrus, mirrors, seashells, candles, sunflower seeds, sunwheel, and bees. Herbs and flower, chamomile, cinnamon, daisy, roses, sunflowers, obviously, rosemary, because rosemary is one of those things that just works well anywhere. Yarrow and lavender.
Ooh, I have a good bit of those, actually.
I forgot to talk about the winter solstice traditions. My bad. Your summer solstice traditions are decorating the home with flowers, obviously. Make a sun tea, grill, or have a cookout. Do something outside, basically. Touch grass.
Touch grass in the summertime. It's the only time where you can actually touch grass without a jacket.
Make environmentally... I like how they said it. It says environmentally friendly bird feeders, but touche. You can make flower and herb infused oils, water plants with intention, just garden, again, touch grass, do stuff outside. Crystals are carnelian, citrine, jade, oh goodness, peridot,
Yeah.
peridot, tiger eye, and emerald. Colors are gold, green, orange, yellow, and sky blue. I will go back, let's go double back to the Yule winter traditions, winter solstice traditions. Of course, Yule log, the wreath making, a lot of relaxation, homemade gifts for other people, decorating a pine tree with traditional decor, and cooking over an open fire. From there, we're going to go to the spring equinox, which is just the first day of spring. Celebrate the balance of light when everything is equal in time between the amounts of day and night. You'll recognize this as a lot of Easter themed stuff.
Springy things.
So food and decor is baskets, bunnies, cauldron, colored ribbon, evergreens, eggs, 4-leaf clover, spring flowers, nuts and seeds, sweetbread. I really want some sweetbread now.
Damn, I want sweetbread too.
Herbs and flowers are clove, honeysuckle, lemon balm, mint, lilac, crocus, and lavender. And when we talk about herbs and flowers, this is stuff that you could be using in your spell work at the time. It's going to make your spell work more powerful. So that's why we're bringing this up. Again, with the crystals and stones as well. And if you wear the colors during this time, you'll probably feel better too. Colors are pastels, gold, light green, yellow, and light blue. A lot of just pastels.
Lighter colors, because lighter colors don't draw as much heat as darker colors do. That's why most people prefer to wear white in the summertime as opposed to black, because black generates heat. That's why I cannot understand for the life of me why people go outside in the summertime with black hoodies and black pants and black shirts, because I know you're burning up in there. I know you are. There's no way you're not.
Okay, so I can understand it because I'm somebody who used to wear all black all the time every day. However, I don't understand the ones that do it and complain that they're hot. I'm like, homie, you know why you're hot. Shut up.
You are wearing a heat generating color.
Exactly.
You will be hot.
If you're wearing black and you know I'm gonna suffer for it, but I'm gonna be happy about it, then you're fine to go. Good for you. But if you're complaining, I have words with you. You know why you're hot, homie. Don't open your mouth now. Okay, now back to spring equinox. We're going to talk about the crystals and stones. Amethyst, aquamarine, clear quartz, green moss agate, jasper, and rose quartz. Traditions and activities are gardening, which would be preparing for your summer solstice, where you gather from your plants that you've gardened in the spring.
Yeah.
Decorate eggs, make candles with intention, so probably magic. Gather wildflowers for your altar. Dry herbs, make tea, your own herbal blends. Cleansing home, which is spring cleaning. We all call it spring cleaning. And meditate outside. Touch grass. I hate to break it to you, but everybody, touching grass is really important.
Going outside is very important. Why do you think people who are stuck inside playing video games all day are miserable and depressed? Yes, I am speaking from experience. If you feel called out, it's because this is for you. This is your For You page. Hi, welcome. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
She just called me out like hard, because I feel so much better when my feet touch the grass a little bit, or at least I see green. If it means, because it's raining right now, I literally just stuck my head out the window and said hi to the grass. It was what it was. Now we're going to the autumn equinox. which is the second harvest festival and is celebrated with a feast of Thanksgiving, for all the food that the earth has provided from the summertime. So food and decor is bread, apples, squash, grains, pumpkins, cider, cornucopias, autumn leaves, baskets, and scarecrow. Herbs is bay, rue, sage, tobacco. Oh, I actually have a lot of tobacco, if anybody needs some. Because tobacco is also very good for curses. Little tidbit there. Sunflowers, because I believe that they're still in season during that time.
Yes.
Marigolds, wheat, and yarrow. Colors are orange, brown, red, gold, and yellow. Crystals are amber, citrine, lapis
lazuli.
What's that? Is that lazuli? I don't know how to read. Topaz, sapphire, and yellow agate. Traditions and activities. Make our gratitude list. This is all about thanks. Giving thanks to what the earth has provided during the summertime. So bake breads and apple dishes. Feast with family and friends. Declutter. Divination, because the earth the veil is starting to get thinner. Clean your home, cleanse it, and celebrate abundance. It's a lot of gratitude. And then we have, of course, the witch's favorite day of all the year, October 31st or November 1st, depending on Day of the Dead. This is known as the Witch's New Year, October 31st, Samhain, or All Hallows Eve, or whatever you want to call it. Samhain. Oh my god, it's my...
I understand.
Samhain.
You're reading it how it's spelled. I do the same thing.
Samhain. I always read it how it's spelled first, and then I correct myself later. But of course, it's also known as All Hallows Eve, or whichever one you want to practice. Depends on where you are in the world. But your food and decor is black cats, owls, acorns, apples, pumpkins, nuts, wine and beer. Yeah. Brooms, cauldrons, and also, for those who celebrate the Day of the Dead, pictures of your ancestors. Gotta be pictures. I do know that it has got to be pictures. So save your pictures.
I was about to make a terrible joke.
But this is all about communing with spirits. So herbs and flowers, cinnamon, garlic, lavender, chrysanthemum, mint, nutmeg, sage, and yarrow. For colors is obviously, this is Halloween colors. Black, orange, purple, silver, and yellow.
I'm learning a lot about yarrow today. And I have yarrow, and I've not used it often. I
didn't know it meant had any I don't have any yarrow. I've never even thought about it, and I was like, oh shit, I need some yarrow.
Yeah, I got a big old thing of it.
Crystals and stones, amethyst, bloodstone, onyx, smoky quartz, moonstone, and obsidian. Traditions and activities are creating offerings for past loved ones. This is again Day of the Dead kind of stuff. Reading family recipes. You want to really this is all about honoring your ancestors, honoring the spirits. Talking about them, storytelling, decluttering, cleansing, carve pumpkins, nature walk, go out, touch grass, and candle magic.
Candle magic.
Because they would put candles out in their windowsills for whatever reasons. But if you want to, I do know that if some people like to use herbal tea blends a lot, and will keep them on their altars because they want them to keep the properties of what they have in them. So those are things that you can keep on your altar, even though they might not be something you use at your altar. Ideas, things that you can keep at your altar. From me personally, I have an altar cloth. I keep my flowers there if my husband brings home flowers. My Book of Shadows is there. I do have a crystal ball. I have my ritual knife. I have a cauldron. I have candles. I have a wand. I keep some of my tarot cards there, but most of them are here. Because this is where I do all my readings. What I do need is a statue. Represent something. I want one of those.
No, that's a good idea.
I haven't thought about that.
If I can find a Celine statue, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, you can probably find that for sure. This is where we would keep your spell pouches and your spell jars. Most of your spell jars will stay here. Spell pouches could probably refreshed at your altar and then carry it around with you. So you'll keep most of your herbs here as well. This is where you would put any of your offerings. Anyway, that's it. Altars. There are many other holidays that you could probably celebrate and change your altar to match, and you don't even have to match your altar to these holidays that I've listed. It's just these are the ones that are like winter solstice, summer solstice, spring equinox, and autumn equinox. This happens to everybody everywhere. There is some way that you can celebrate these four. And Samhain, All Hallows Eve, Day of the Dead, is celebrated across many different places. Again, it's somewhere that you could celebrate and make your altar match pretty easily. So that's why I wanted to cover just these ones, but you could absolutely cover more. There's plenty more to be covered. The Witch's Wheel has 4 more, but those are specific to Celtic. Unfortunately, my Italians just celebrated Roman, so the Romans kind of suck.
I done lost my train of thought. Oh, I was also going to mention that in terms of your altar, you can tailor it to however you like. Like, I had told Space yesterday that, like, if you're looking for something very specific, then all of those things that are associated with that kind of feeling can be placed on your altar. So, like,
absolutely. I was going to say, I forgot about this. Good point.
You're good.
It is directly off your point. If you want to create something like a love altar, money altar, because honestly, money spells are gonna money spell, so do money spells if you want a money spell. So you could do all kind of altars that are focused on just a specific thing, a specific meaning, a specific spell. Absolutely.
Do you know what the solstices and equinoxes kind of reminded me of? Do you know Eladrin in D&D?
Yes.
It reminds me of Eladrin because they also changed their appearance based on the seasons, and that's very cute to me.
Oh, that might have been on purpose. But yeah, so those are the holidays that you can change your altar for. Also, if you ever want to keep any divination tools on your altar as well, like pendulums, pendulum board, I have one of those. There's also, I just have random like decorations on there that just make me happy. I have a little pin board that has a tarot reading hand and it says tarot reader on it. And it's like, I bought it for $10 at Michael's and it looks good.
Listen.
So.
It's a theoretical space hand that Space has on her altar that is giving the energy from the altar and putting it into her body.
So that is my altar episode for today, even though I was sick.
Yay, you did fantastically.
Be proud of me.
And now I'm about to upgrade my altar. My altar about to be the
To be
altar.
honest, I cannot wait till that package comes in from my friend. This is the second person that I know that lives near Salem.
I'm gonna strong arm my husband into taking me to a store and we're gonna buy all the things because I have no self-control when it comes to pretty and shiny.
Me, that's my problem. I do not have no self-control when it comes to pretty and shiny.
I go
and
right
anything that
like,
makes me happy.
In this one. Ooh, I like those incense. Ooh, these herbs. Ooh, that candle.
I did, however, go to the mall recently and did not spend a single dime. So somebody should be proud of me out there. Somebody out there should be proud of me. Like, I went into 2 metaphysical stores and did not spend a dime. I just looked at my husband.
Better than me. You were so much
I just looked at my husband like, my defense, they didn't have tarot cards. So that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, no.
It was all crystals and stuff.
As soon as I see one, I'm like...
Oh yeah, I can't. If it's a tarot card, oh no, I'm fucked. I will want to get one. And I will just stare at my husband until he gets it to me.
They just called to me. They all called to me. I need it. I don't need it, but I want it.
Oh, some things that I've heard online that I'm not entirely sure I believe, but I can understand why. Don't take pictures of your altar and show it to people. That is your private space. This is different for covens, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I was about to say, because I've definitely sent you a picture of my altar, but you're the only one I sent it to.
Yeah, I think it's we're part of a like me and Mia are our own coven, so I think it's a little different. We are sisters in that fashion, so but don't show it to strangers. Show it to people you trust. That's your sacred space.
Yeah, why would you want to show it to a stranger anyway? Hey, stranger! Hey, person I don't know! Look at my altar. Look at my altar.
I think in social media, that's the hard part.
That's fair. Hey, people I don't know. Look at my altar.
Yeah, because it's like they can energetically find, other witches can energetically find your shit, man. Other witches are very good. They've had many years to practice and we're just getting into it, so don't go off and show your baby altar to anybody. Your apprentice altar needs to be yours for a long time. You can only show it off when you're a big bad witch.
Bad witch? A big bad bitch. A boss bitch. A big bad boss bitch
This
witch.
kind of bad. This kind of bad. Not this kind of bad.
The bad, the baddie kind, not the ones where, oh, you're a witch. Throw stone, throw stone, throw stone.
I also learned that they didn't really burn witches recently. That's all bullshit. It's not this bullshit. It just happened very rarely. So we're the ancestors of the witches you didn't burn. That's a lie. They had many different ways of fucking killing witches. There was hangings. There was, they used to drown them because, if you die, I don't know. They had a very strong belief in the idea that God would never let an innocent person die. They would believe that God would step in. Yeah.
History is rewritten by the winners.
We have seen that God does not step in when innocent people die.
Their God doesn't step in when innocent people die. Oh my God, I hate you for this. Now I'm inspired to do more of my altar, and that means I have to go places.
No, you don't hate me.
I don't
No,
hate
you don't hate me. Don't say those.
Oh, absolutely not.
Don't
I do
say
not hate you. I hate the ideas that you put into my head of making me spend money.
That's fair. I can understand that. Because that is spending money. And just for the record, a lot of these can be DIY'd, so you don't need to spend money. Like, you could make your own reef. I think that's way more powerful than just buying one. Because I've seen people make, like, reefs of, like, just plain old sticks.
Go outside.
And they're really
ask
cool,
the earth,
actually.
Can I have this? Never mind. Can I have this? Thank you. And then you just make your own reef.
And obviously you can, for most of the traditions and activities, you can just do them. Like, you're gonna cook anyway. Just go eat outside if you need to. If you don't have a grill, just go eat outside. Take a picnic. Second best thing.
Damn. I'm gonna start my own fire. Grab some sticks. Got a lighter. Light that shit up. Put a cauldron on there. Make some soup.
And a lot of the traditions are about doing stuff with your hands, not just having things.
These are your energy emitters. These are the power.
It's baking breads. So you're putting a lot of energy into pooling the dough and all of that stuff. It's writing them. Also, I do have to say, a lot of you need to write more, like physically write more, because it's way different to physically write out a to-do list than it is to type it out.
And you're improving your handwriting the more you write, actually.
I noticed that if I write out my to-do list in like a piece of paper in front of me, I am more inclined to do it.
This is true.
If I type it out, not the same. It's not the same.
It's something about having the physical form of something that makes you want to do it more. Like, I can definitely read a ebook, but if I have the actual hard copy in my hand, I am more like, oh my God, I gotta read this. It just feels nice to have something in your hand.
Yes. So that does include witchcraft. Technology is our friend, but it is not the answer to everything. We need balance. So, surprise, surprise, everything is about balance. You can do all the bad things, eat all the bad food, so long as you're in balance with doing all the bad things, all the good things, and eating all the good food.
Moderation. We cannot emphasize this enough. Moderation is important.
Moderation is important. You do not need to be pointing at myself, scrolling social media for 3 hours in the morning.
If I had a collar, I'd be tugging it right now.
Yeah.
Funny videos are funny.
No, here's the thing. You can give yourself 10, 15 minutes, but give yourself 10, 15 minutes.
That's it.
Be like, that's it. 10, 15 minutes, I gotta get out now.
Yeah, or you will be in bed for hours, and it's not fun being in bed for hours and just marinating, doing a bunch of nothing.
Oh my God, it is really not. That was me yesterday. I felt like such hot garbage when Carlos came home. I was literally in tears because I didn't do anything yesterday.
Well, you were sick. There is an exception.
I know I was sick, but it still doesn't feel good to just do nothing.
I understand.
So, yeah, that's all I have to say today. That's my altar episode.
Yay.
Have fun decorating your altars for the seasons and the holidays.
I sure as
and
hell
making
will.
it your personal.
What I might do is, because I have an irrational fear of disgusting, rotten, nasty things that smell terrible, I would personally dry my foods out before I put them on my altar, just because that's just my own like stickler kind of thing. Like, so I'll take an apple, I'll dry the apple out, I'll put it on my altar, and then whenever I need to swap it, I could just put it in a mason jar, and I have some dried apples now. Congratulations, me.
You could do that, or like I said, I would also just put it in a container and be able to just dump it in the dirt afterwards.
Yeah.
The best thing you could do is not throw your offerings away, is take them outside, put them somewhere, just let them decompose in the dirt. Go back to nature. But yeah, that's all. Have fun with your altars now.
I will
Don't take
have fun with
pictures.
my altar, and I will not take pictures.
Well, you can show me. That's it.
I will take a picture.
Keep that as your sacred space. Like I said, I think that all witches had altars depending on their religion, and witches, their whole house was their workspace, so it didn't really matter. But nowadays, I think having an altar is a really good idea for a witch.
It's just like, especially for witches who are still closeted, because you can't have everything out in the open for fear that, you know, somebody will start to judge you and then you'll be discouraged from your path. And so it's just really nice to have, like, we even talked about having a little Roloid can of your stuff inside of a tiny altar, like a compact travel size altar. I think it's very, very important for those who can't just outwardly do the kind of witchcraft that they would like to do. So it's just a little piece of something that they can have in a safe space for them, where they can still do their practices without having people in the air like, me, you're going to hell, Satan does me. It's kind of type shit.
That being said, I should have brought it up, but travel altars are a thing, and you can absolutely do them. All you need is one crystal, one herb, whatever else you can think of that'll fit in a little fucking can that you can keep in your purse, and nobody has to ever know that, because nobody should be digging in your purse.
Right.
I don't know, like, if people be like, I can't keep that because people go through my stuff. Homie.
Beat them up.
Boundaries.
Right. What are you in my purse for? Get out of my purse before I fuck you up.
Some of y'all have been too comfortable not being hit in the face when you're being rude. Mike Tyson. Paraphrased.
Thank you for coming to our Witchy Wednesday. We hope you had fun. We hope that you are now inspired to make an altar of your own and make it as pretty as possible, because we love aesthetically pleasing things. And by we, I mean me, because I like when things are just orderly and pretty, and
yeah,
I can just
honestly,
keep looking at them.
Honestly, that is so relatable, because that's me. I need to really redo my altar so it's aesthetically pleasing.
When things are pretty, you're
at it
more
right now.
inspired to do something with it, because it's like, well, I can't let all this beauty go to waste. I gotta do something with it. And so we do something with it.
I absolutely feel that.
So, next week, we will be just having a chill Sunday Funday episode where we're talking about what we plan on doing with Witches and Weebs in the future, and, you know, new hobbies that we can integrate into Witches and Weebs, and how we are going to help our channel grow. We have 50 subscribers now. 50 more, we'll have 100, and we're definitely going to do something special. We're going to talk about, you know, doing things like Discord. Space is going to talk about the coffee that they set up for us, and we're just going to give a rundown of what is to come with Witches and Weebs, what y'all should expect within the next months coming, and hopefully by then we can do something special for all our viewers and our subscribers, because, you know, if it was not for y'all, we would not have something to do. You know, like, it's
honestly,
us,
this
but
is just something for us.
It's y'all.
This is just something for us to have fun with and to do in our free time, because we don't work. However, that does mean that we don't have any income to put into Witches and Weebs. That's where the Ko-Fi comes in. We'll talk about that next. Yeah,
we've got a few episodes that we have planned, like human design, protection magic, and something special that we're gonna keep a surprise, because we like surprises.
Ooh, yes. I almost said something, and I'm glad you said we wanted to keep a surprise, because
we like surprises.
I'm so bad at keeping a surprise. Yes, it's gonna be fun though.
So, yeah, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you know when we're uploading new videos, because like I say, who doesn't want to be first in line?
I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere down here.
It's somewhere down there. We'll have a cute little animation of the little subscribe button somewhere at some point in time when I get off my ass and feel like doing it. But until then, it's like somewhere there.
I think it's down here.
Somewhere.
So please like, comment, subscribe, come hang out with us. Share us with your friends if you think that we would. Please, we'd really appreciate that.
We don't like to beg, but please.
Please. We're begging a little bit.
A little bit, please. As usual, may all of your manifestations and positive affirmations come to fruition. Practice wisely, practice safely, and we will see y'all next week. Bye.
Stay mystical, everybody.